Hi, this is Eric Martin. We're Board Game Geek. I'm here with Dale Yu. Also sometimes on Board Game Geek. File manager.
Usually.
Man of many hats. In this case, designer of Gib Gas. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about this.
All right, so Gib Gas is one of the 3 new games we have from Carrera this year. There's a group of us, myself, Hanno Gierke, and Clemens Franz, and we were asked to design a couple games for Carrera to provide them. I mean, traditionally they make slot cars, electric slot cars, but they wanted something trying to expand their market, and they'd approached us, a couple of people to do it, and they've chosen our games for this year.
That's right. It's for the Pennsylvania Dutch. They don't have electricity,
right.
So they have to play.
So this is Give the Gas, the literal translation of the game, which is one of my favorite mechanisms, secret and simultaneous card play.
Okay.
But it is a nice, light-ish family game that has enough meat, though, for gamers to play also. What we have here is a track. There's a deck of cards that have representing different stages in a car race. The majority of them are Vollgas, when you're running at full speed. Then you have Bremsen, which I actually don't know what that means in German, but in English it means slow down. And then we have Crash, which in English means crash.
You're dead.
Okay, so each player that's in the game starts with this card represents the amount of health your car has, or how much damage you can withstand. You start with 18 points. And then we each have an identical hand of cards to start with. There are speeds ranging from 200 to 250, and then a couple special cards, one that lets you roll a die, this one which is a pit stop of sorts, and this one which Tempo Halten, which in English means same card, or same speed. Okay. So on your turn, players will look at the track and see what we are. So for instance, this first card says that Vollgas, so we want to be the fastest, and whoever is the fastest is going to get 7 victory points. Okay. So then players would secretly and simultaneously choose cards. Watcha! All right, so red's the fastest, and so it would just take the card, keep it in front of it, score 7 points. Track moves down, and so kind of like a real race, as you keep going, we keep adding cards further out on the horizon, so you can kind of plan ahead to see what you've got coming up. Again, we each have this same hand of cards, and if you would ever finish playing them all, at that point you would take them up and shuffle them. So, initially we all start with the same set, so there's a little bit of, double think, well, I know that you've played your 230 and I have a 210 and a 250 left, and try to figure out what you want to do card-wise. One of the other cards, like I said, a special card you could play is this same speed, and in something like that, so then I would be 240 again the next turn.
So in here we're trying to be the middle speed?
No, so the Vollgas is the fastest, and the Bremsen would be whoever's the slowest. So there's value to keeping, sometimes you want to be the highest speed, sometimes you want to be the lowest speed.
Okay. And in ties, what happens?
Ties, that's right, there's a crash, and and it's more in a multiple player game if multiple
2 to 5 players.
Yeah, 2 to 5 players. If multiple people play the same speed number, they kind of they bump fenders because they're going the same speed. Those cards get thrown out of whether you win the card or not, and each of those players would lose one health point for the fender bender, as it were.
And whoever stays back gets the card.
So whatever
the Raj.
Right. So if it was that's right. I did actually start calling this Raj Racers when I started working on it. So yes, it is the Raj mechanism. And then finally, the other because who doesn't like dice? We do have a dice card that lets you roll the special speed die, which has 3 100s. So it's good for the low ones, but then it has a 240, a 250, and a 300. So in fact, the only way that you can get the maximal speed is to choose the die and roll well.
That's right. Your improbability engine.
That's right.
Okay.
The game goes until we either finish the deck of track cards or someone crashes out. Okay. If you're the one who crashes out, you can't win the game because you're out, and then whoever has the most victory points otherwise wins the game.
All right. Thanks. And due out March 2014, along with the whole line here.
Correct.
That's right. Any other plans? What's next on the Dale Yu plate?
I am still developing a couple games on the side, so I should have a couple coming out at Essen, development-wise. The follow-up to Suburbia. We're working on another expansion that we'll have to see whether that'll be ready for Essen, and hopefully another standalone. And I'm still looking for the next Dominion.
All right. That's right. Someone, I can give you Dale's contact information. Thanks.